Yeah, I just seen the Breakfast Club. Jimmy popping all that bull. I be seeing Jimmy talking about, we Gucci boo boo. He in the Gucci store. Talking about, we Gucci boo boo. The Black King niggas was going fuck you up. Jimmy, they was like, Marita Monero. Jimmy was not a rapper then.
Right.
He was your man, like on the side, like on the side, just he was not a rapper at all.
Right.
So when Ballin' took place, and I'm looking and I'm going, oh, he having a moment. That's the Lloyd Banks. It's Lloyd Banks thing.
When 50 Cent sends out a warning, the entire rap world pauses. And this time, the target in his sights is Jim Jones. The tension kicked off after Jim got a little bold in an interview, throwing shade and subtly questioning 50's authenticity. He said something along the lines of, "A lot of these guys act tough for the cameras. We know who's really outside." That single line lit the internet up instantly. Everyone knew exactly who he meant, because if there's one rapper whose whole reputation is built on success and real street credibility, it's Curtis 50 Cent Jackson. And one thing about 50, disrespect never goes unnoticed. Within hours, 50 responded in classic 50 style. No diss track, no heated rant, just a cold, calculated Instagram post that sent waves through the culture. He wrote, "Some of y'all better chill before I remind the city what really happened." He didn't drop a name, he didn't tag anyone, but the tone said everything. The timing said everything. Everybody understood this was aimed straight at Jim Jones. Fans flooded the comments immediately. 50 about to expose somebody. Jim better relax before 50 start dropping receipts. And they weren't wrong, because when 50 says remind the city, he's talking about real-life moments that most rappers pray never resurface. 50 plays chess, not checkers. He never speaks without intention. So when he fires off a message like that, it's not entertainment, it's a warning shot.
He wanted that. He was watching them be that, like Mace be that and Cam be that, and looked at, and it was finally, he had one.
Mm-hmm.
And I just looked, and I knew, I just took the shot, Murder, to see, because I wasn't sure he was gonna go for it.
Mm-hmm.
But I was like, we like Jimmy better than you anyway, Cam. Then you gotta watch and see how he responds. And then when you see, he like, oh, he really like that. Like, give me this, give me Jimmy. Yeah, tell him we want him. We want you at the show, Jimmy. Yeah, but that was one of those things I just threw it out and see what. And then when he bit to it, because it was like he was having a moment that not sure that was going to ever happen again at that point. And then he's going, for them, they had records that where, look, I always said it's a certain artist, I go, damn, when is he going to have his moment? Like,
And that warning went viral instantly. Hip-hop pages, blogs, and fan accounts were reposting it non-stop, claiming 50 had stepped back into full villain mode. Even people in Jim's own circle were reportedly telling him to fall back, because this isn't some regular rap back and forth. There's real history here. 50 and Jim have been circling each other for years. Old Dipset versus G-Unit tension, industry politics, and street rumors that run way deeper than music. But here's the crazy part. This isn't 2005 anymore. 50 isn't just a rapper now. He's a mogul, a TV powerhouse, a full media machine. When he speaks, millions lock in. So that warning didn't just land on Jim, it hit the entire culture. People were saying, damn, 50 got more influence now than ever. Meanwhile, Jim is still out here talking reckless. That's what makes this situation different. 50 isn't reacting like an artist trading bars. He's moving like a man who can flip someone's whole reputation with a single post. Jim might have thought his comment was just another playful jab for the internet, but once 50 fired back, the energy changed instantly. It went from laughs to, hold up, what does 50 know? And when that question starts floating around hip-hop, you already know something serious could be on the way.
Recently saw a clip on Instagram where a young kid was comparing you to Nas and saying that you got
Yeah, that's my young boy.
big hits.
He's wild.
Yo, he looked to you. He learned how to wear the BB Simon belt from you. He got his swag. Like, how crazy is that? Because in my era, you know what I'm saying? Nas is like a god.
In my era too. I mean,
So to be compared,
let me
that young kid out.
he was young and we loved that he loved Jim Jones. I want you to break it down.
Let's break this down. I admired Nas, but remember Nas' first record, The Barbecue, came out when I was in 11th grade.
To understand why this warning hits so hard, you have to rewind back to the roots of that G-Unit versus Dipset tension. In the early 2000s, New York was the center of the rap universe. On one side, you had 50 Cent and G-Unit, and on the other, Cameron and Dipset, two massive movements holding down different parts of the city. They were both dominant in their lanes, but the competition was always there. And even though it never exploded into an all-out war, the ego, pride, and quiet rivalry stayed bubbling under the surface. Jim Jones, being Dipset's loudest voice, constantly inserted himself into that dynamic, reminding everyone that Harlem's energy wasn't the same as Queens. But 50's resume speaks louder than any interview ever could. He built an empire from zero, survived shootouts, industry shutdowns, label drama, and came out stronger every time. He never had to prove he was real. His whole life proved it already. And that's why fans always felt Jim's comments had a hint of jealousy. Deep down, everyone knows 50 earned every stripe he has. Fast forward to today, 50 is a multi-millionaire mogul running hit franchises like Power and BMF, expanding his influence globally. Meanwhile, Jim is still popping up in headlines, mainly by mentioning other artists. That's why 50's warning didn't feel like a rapper throwing shade. It felt like a boss checking someone who forgot their position. It was that stay in your lane energy. Calm, controlled, but heavy.
Nas was my idol when I was young. Like you did, came to dressing, the wordplay, the music, everything. I was a superior Nas fan. Period. I'd never take that away from him. But then as I got in the game, you gotta realize that your rivals will be idols, and not to take anything away from that, I developed my own style in my own lane that these kids start to gravitate towards the same way I gravitated towards Nas when I was younger and things like that. It's a whole different generation. We talking about 94, 93, I was in 11th grade. Nigga, it's 2025. There's a big gap there, you know what I mean? And I want people to understand that, so when Shorty's telling people that, yeah, he's 20-some years old, that goes to show the part of the era that he's in, that I came into light and started going crazy, that these kids love me. They don't really know who Nas is. If he's 22, he's born in 03.
Not all of them, some of them though.
You know what I mean? Like,
insiders say this wasn't some random post at all. 50 had been hearing Jim's slick comments for months. From throwing shade at Mace and Cameron to now taking shots at 50, Jim's been poking at too many people from the same family tree, and it's finally catching up to him. People online even started calling him Harlem's loud neighbor, saying he talks more than he actually raps these days. And the deeper issue is this: Jim keeps trying to prove something nobody asked him to. He's constantly repeating that he's outside, that he's real Harlem, that he's still active. But in 2025, that street image doesn't impress the culture the way it did years ago. Hip-hop evolved. Today it's about moves, not mouth, and that's exactly where 50's power shows. When 50 dropped that warning, fans said it felt like a time machine moment, like the old get rich or die trying 50 stepped back into the room for a second. The tone, the confidence, the cryptic energy, it reminded everybody why 50's name still makes people nervous. He's not the type to argue online. He's the type to pull records, pull receipts, and shut the whole conversation down. And when he said, "remind the city," fans started whispering, because everybody knows 50 has real connections in New York, connections that go way beyond rap. Jim's response? Silence. No post, no clapback, no live stream. And honestly, that said more than any reply could. Because when 50 calls you out and you suddenly go quiet, that's not peace, that's pressure. And right now, Jim is feeling every bit of it.
I hear the comparisons and then Nick be trying to act funny when it comes. No, I've been spanking a lot of this. I'm talking about the industry. I've been putting on. So let's not get into that where we get into numbers and I gotta show you the statistics of what I've done. You heard to what other people was done. You heard them. You wanna go to the Billboard entries, pull up Nas Billboard entries, then pull up my Billboard entries.
Listen, we can't compare the two. What I'm trying to tell you is
I wanna go there.
Hold on.
I wanna go down the line now, because now we going down the line. He's a rapper and I'm a rapper.
Listen,
let's go statistically.
It feels great.
No, but I wanna go statistically, because when people be like,
I feel the same way. We all feel the same way.
And forget about the numbers. My numbers back up.
Let me step up to the fore.
After that warning went viral, the internet started digging into the history between these two, and that's when things got even deeper. For years, there have been rumors about tension between 50 and Jim that went way beyond music. Street business, deals that fell apart, alliances that got messy behind the curtain. Nothing was ever confirmed, but when 50 said, "Remind the city," fans felt like he was hinting at something real. Speculation went wild instantly. Some people thought it tied back to old Harlem connections. Others said it was rooted in label politics from when 50 and Cameron were beefing heavy. And you can't forget that legendary on-air argument on Hot 97, Cam going at 50 live and Jim riding for him every step of the way. So even though years passed, that energy never fully disappeared. 50 moved forward, built empires, and focused on business. But Jim? He kept bringing up old tension in interviews, keeping the flames alive. And now it feels like karma finally circled back. People online are saying Jim should have never mentioned 50's name, especially knowing how precise and petty 50 can be. This is a guy who's publicly humiliated rappers, CEOs, athletes, and even billionaires. No one is off limits. From Ja Rule to Diddy, when 50 chooses a target, he doesn't argue, he exposes, and he doesn't stop until the other person taps out. And if history repeats, Jim might be the next one in the crosshairs. The wild part? 50 didn't even need a long message. That single post shook the entire industry. Rappers started quietly unfollowing Jim. Bloggers began reposting old clips of him talking reckless. Even some of his Harlem associates got silent real quick. It's like the whole culture is bracing to see if 50's about to drop another bomb. And if he does, yeah, the internet won't survive it.
Put it to you like this, Jim. Hey, bro, you've been in this thing, but lyrically, I'm gonna keep it a stack with you.
Yeah,
y'all
but look how you dress.
Nas.
Look how you dress. You don't even be in the same places I be in. And the things listen to
I can be in the church house. You can't F with Nas lyrics. I don't know who told you that. Now look, I know you on that good stuff, but you're not seeing Nas. You're not seeing Nas, bro. Let's be real.
You got a bunch of 40 and 50-year-olds in their panties because I said I'm better than Nas.
It don't matter.
Look at you. Look at you.
Nobody from Dipset gonna take it.
A few days later, fans noticed that 50 quietly deleted the post, and that only made the situation more suspicious. Because when 50 Cent deletes something, it usually means one of two things. He's planning something bigger, or he already set something in motion behind the scenes. 50 is famous for using silence as a weapon. That's what separates him from the average rapper. They talk for attention. He moves for impact. Meanwhile, Jim has stayed quiet, but people around him keep saying he's unbothered. Still, that's hard for anyone to believe. When 50 steps into a situation, even silence turns into pressure. Every podcast segment, every tweet, every throwaway quote suddenly gets twisted into new theories. Everyone's waiting for the next shot. And at this point, it's not even about music anymore. It's about pride. Jim Jones built his whole identity around being tough, being outside, being Harlem's voice. But now the internet is calling him the guy who accidentally woke up 50 Cent. And that's the worst position you can be in. Because when you wake 50 up, he doesn't just roast you, he dismantles reputations, he flips narratives, he makes people look at you differently forever.
coming up and things like that.
I've heard you say that.
Since the barbecue and things like that, like he really put the whole dope boy rap, crack hustler, get fresh rap into perspective before anybody else. Before I heard Jay do it, before I heard anybody else, like he changed the cadence of rap into a whole different steam. Like he's the one that broke the camel's back when it came to artists like, to me, when it came to artists like Big Daddy Kane and all these artists that came right before him. Like after Nas came with that, they started to fade out, and then Jay, Fat Joe, like all of these rappers that are spitting about the life that we was really starting to live right now and how it was changing. Like this is, you know what I mean? So that's how I felt about that whole little situation.
A few days later, fans noticed that 50 quietly deleted the post, and that only made the situation more suspicious. Because when 50 Cent deletes something, it usually means one of two things. He's planning something bigger, or he already set something in motion behind the scenes. 50 is famous for using silence as a weapon. That's what separates him from the average rapper. They talk for attention, he moves for impact. Meanwhile, Jim has stayed quiet, but people around him keep saying he's unbothered. Still, that's hard for anyone to believe. When 50 steps into a situation, even silence turns into pressure. Every podcast segment, every tweet, every throwaway quote suddenly gets twisted into new theories. Everyone's waiting for the next shot. And at this point, it's not even about music anymore. It's about pride. Jim Jones built his whole identity around being tough, being outside, being Harlem's voice. But now the internet is calling him the guy who accidentally woke up 50 Cent. And that's the worst position you can be in. Because when you wake 50 up, he doesn't just roast you, he dismantles reputations, he flips narratives, he makes people look at you differently forever.
Mats, no nobody else. Me, Jim Jones, check my track record, then check everybody else's track record. Then go to the billboards and check all my entries, and check all them entries. And like if you want to go to the billboard entries, pull up Nas billboard entries, and pull up my billboard entries.
Can we address one thing though?
Go ahead.
Jim Jones has 9 entries in the Billboard 200 with 3 top 10 albums and no number ones, while Nas has 27 entries, 16 top 10 albums, and 6 that have reached number 1 on the Billboard 200.
Right now, 2025, I'm in the game still rapping at a high capacity. If Nas wants to smoke, come in the booth. I will rap circles around.
Jim Jones is rapping at a high capacity right now in 2025. I'm on record as saying I think some of the best music that's been coming out of New York in recent years has been from Jim Jones. I haven't seen Nas in that mode. Nas still makes great music at a high level. I just haven't seen Nas in that, you know, let's get active, getting at each other mode.
Jim, on the other hand, now has the entire world watching his next move. If he claps back, 50 is ready to unleash everything. If he stays quiet, he looks shook. Either way, it's checkmate. And that's exactly why people say 50 plays chess with beef. He's always 3 steps ahead, setting traps before his opponent even realizes they're in one. Even celebrities started commenting, saying things like, "Jim better leave that alone. Everybody knows 50 doesn't forget. He waits, collects information, and strikes when it hurts the most." So yeah, 50's warning went viral for a reason. It wasn't just an Instagram post. It was a statement, a reminder that some names still hold weight in this culture, and some rivalries never really fade. 50's message was simple: don't play with me. I build too much to deal with clowns. And now the whole hip-hop world is sitting back, waiting to see what happens next. Will Jim Jones try to save face and defend his pride? Or will he stay silent before 50 turns that warning into a full-blown exposure campaign? One thing's certain, when 50 says, "I'll remind the city," you better believe he's sitting on something heavy.
Jones went on Fat Joe and Jadakiss's. Oh, look, a topic and a topic.
Yeah.
He went on Fat Joe and Jadakiss's podcast and had a lot to say about some dude on the internet that said Jim Jones is better than Nas and has more Billboard hits than Nas.
It was a young kid. I think I believe he was like 23 or something, 22, 23. And he was saying that for his generation, his era, they don't look at Nas. And a lot of people took offense to that. I personally did not take offense just because of the kid's age, of the generation.
It's like a sports conversation. Like the numbers are the numbers. But in New York City, with rappers, we don't necessarily go by that.
Yes, Travis Scott is the bigger act, more hits, more numbers, more. But to the rappers, don't nobody give a about what Travis Scott is